Oh, Reproduction Barbie. You have been confusing resellers on eBay for years and years. But anytime I see one in need, I just know I have to pick her up. I was obsessed with the 1959 Barbie as a child. Ever since I saw her in a Barbie collector book. I liked her face. I liked how she wasn't really smiley cheesy. I liked her little bitchy attitude. This girl was spicy. She was sassy. But I was born far too late, as this doll came out before I was even born. But when I learned all about eBay, when I was like in the 4th grade, I told my mom, "Oh my God, Mom, let's find Barbies." And she said, "Okay, well, you can look." I looked, and I found a seller who was literally selling a picture of a real 1959 Barbie for $45. And I begged and I pleaded for my mom. I said, "Mom, please." And this 35th anniversary doll had nothing to do with that picture. Although I did not get an official 1959 Barbie, I got one of these cuties. This doll is the first edition of these reproductions. You can tell because of her eyebrow placement. She looks very suspicious at someone. She's very surprised. Later ones had normal brows. Although this is not my childhood one and I no longer have it, anytime that I do see them out in the wild and they're cheap and they look like they need some help, I just feel like I have to get it. Especially since now these dolls, which are reproduction of vintage dolls, are now vintage themselves. So not only are they vintage reproductions, they are vintage reproductions, vintage Barbie. Let's get her out of this outfit. Time to get Miss Thing washed, restored, and I just have to wait for her to dry and she's gonna look so cute. She already looks a lot better and now you can really see them brows. But anyway, oh my God, I'm excited. It's a new day and she's dry, so let's get out these curlers and do her hair. With her hair finally done and looking all cute, we can do a comparison. A comparison with the 1959 original Barbie doll. I am fortunate enough to introduce to you my 1959 #1 Barbie. Barbie is in a costume called Peachy Fleecy, and I just really love this coat. It's fully lined, it's made of real fleece. It's just immaculate detailing. But it's making her look a little bulky, so we're gonna take it off. There, that's better. So here we have original compared to reproduction. They're both so close to each other. I wonder which one's which. She does have a fully rooted head, whereas the original Barbie, she does not. She does not have fully rooted hair whatsoever, because I don't really think that they took in account for that play factor. So I think in 1994, they kind of remedied that by giving her full hair, just in case a child was to play with this Barbie. Now they both definitely look sassy, but this one looks a little bit more sassy than this one. And back in the day, this doll really wasn't as pale as she is right now, which would have been so gorgeous to see her original color. I do think that they gave her a very unique look that is reminiscent of a vintage era gone by, but for collectors at that time who really didn't have the resources that we do at this current moment, it made it easier not to confuse this reproduction piece with the original piece, which I know that some collectors were up in arms at the moment that Mattel said that they were going to release a reproduction of the 1959 doll. Because some people collect them for investments, and that's totally okay, but they probably feared that that would mess with the value of the original doll. And it didn't. Just made it to where she was just a little bit more accessible to the wider public. So if you did like the vintage flair of the original, you could still find it in this cute little doll. But yeah, this is the comparison. There really is no confusing an original with a reproduction, at least this reproduction. There are many more 1959 Barbie reproductions, but this is the only one that we're going to talk about today because we did a little bit of some restoration. But thank you all so much for watching. Bye. These sunglasses are just... whoa.